Hey, everybody. It's your old buddy, your old pal, the dude, Steve. I'm here. How is everybody doing? I see we got Susie Lopez in the chat already. Hey, Susie, how are you doing? Say hello in the chat if there's anybody else in the chat. Oh, I'm getting a weird echo on my end. I'm going to might have to try to eliminate that. I don't know if you guys can hear an echo. If you guys can, let me know. Can never tell. I don't know. I just turned down my computer audio and now I don't hear it anymore. Anyways, that's great. Hey, there's Bill Russell. Hey, how you doing, man? Glad you no echo. That's good. There was on my end a little bit. It was driving me nuts. I couldn't figure out why I had it. That kind of stuff happens. I don't know, technology. I don't know what I did. Did something, I'm sure. I messed up the settings in OBS. Who knows? All right, we got a jam-packed show. I don't have been doing this as much. Going to start doing it more. Obviously, we have a new film that we're promoting. We've got Indiegogo for. We're doing pretty well so far. Pretty well. Obviously, we can do better. We can do better. We need your help to make it better. Bill is actually in the movie. So Bill's already helping me by being in the movie. That's awesome. Bill is awesome. If you guys haven't followed Bill Russell on Instagram or anything like that, definitely check him out. He's done tons of interviews and stuff like that as well. I'm probably going to get him on the show at some point. I'm probably going to get a bunch of people on the show at some point from the cast because we got a stellar cast. I'm just going to say that. We got a stellar cast. I don't know how I got such an amazing cast, but I did. We really did. I feel very, very blessed that we actually got such a good cast for this film. I was on John Henderson's Doomsday's Crypt the other day, just a couple days ago. Actually, it was when the campaign launched, and the night that the campaign launched, with our lead actress Trinity Chase and the guy playing her dad in the movie, Brett Wagner, who is famous for being Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, just for the first kill, mind you. But yeah, he's kind of famous for that. He's been in the Crazies, all kinds of stuff. So we had a good chat. The four of us. Go check that out on Doomsday's Crypt if you haven't yet. Learn some cool stuff. Just one shout. I got lots of shout outs I want to give. Lots of cool stuff happening. Obviously, crowdfunding on Indiegogo is our film. I'll even post. The link is in the description, folks, but I'll post it in the chat if you haven't had a chance to check it out. We've raised a little over $3,100 Canadian. That's Canadian, so it'll look different in American. It'll probably look a little under 2,500 in American, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the conversion. 23 to 24, somewhere in there. Somewhere. You guys can let me know. But anyways, I just posted the link in the description, so you guys can go hop on over, share it if you can, do whatever you can. Susie Lopez, hey, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing, Susie? We always seem to get you as first in the chat, but you always kind of disappear after that. So, but good to have you in the chat. So, thanks for tuning in. Yes, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A and all that stuff. I like to save some time for Q&A. I always end up answering the questions during the live stream because I'm always positive that I'm going to miss somebody out. 2,300 USD says Kimberly from Macabrish. Cult and Classic Horror Podcast. Thank you, Kimberly, for clarifying me. I knew it was around there somewhere. 2,300-ish, 3,100 Canadian right now. Pretty good start. We're not even a weekend, but I want to do better. Like, we have high expectations for this film. If we don't hit our goal, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world because we'll do another campaign. And it'll have a lower goal the second time around, obviously, but it would be nice if we could hit it on the first attempt. It would be nice. And again, I said this in a live the other day that I could have easily just made the goal like 10,000 or whatever, like I've been doing with the last couple of SAWYER Massacre campaigns. But you guys have to realize why those campaigns were at 10,000. It's because we knew that with at least 10,000 we could finish the film, because they were finishing funds type campaigns. Whereas this is starting from scratch. This is me saying, I don't need 10 grand. I actually need like 40. So, because that's how much films cost them, and they actually cost more. That's like the minimum for a feature-length film. It's the minimum, you know. So I could have, but I think of myself as a pretty honest person, and I couldn't tell you I'm going to make a feature film, not a feature film, if we only raise 10 grand. I couldn't say that. It's possible we could do it less than $40,000 US. It's possible, but you know, I'd rather, you know, I'm an under promise over deliver kind of guy, sort of thing. So let's hope we can hit that goal. And if not, you know, don't be discouraged. If we don't, I won't be discouraged. I did 4 campaigns for the SAWYER Massacre, folks. 4. The Wolf of I can't read right now. Penny's Lucky. I think that's what it says. Penny's Lucky. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in, man. I know you've been in the chat before, but I don't know why I can't pronounce your name. Well, your YouTube name. It's going great. It's going great. Busy week, of course, obviously, but hanging in there. But yeah, I'm an under promise, over deliver type of guy. I try to be anyways. No guarantees, or there's never any guarantees when it comes to crowdfunding. So I want to keep that goal at a realistic amount to make a feature film. And like, if I'm being really realistic, I probably need 6 figures, really, to make it the way I want, to keep all the cast members that are from the U.S., all that kind of stuff involved. You know, I love our cast. I don't want to lose them, you know, so help us make it all possible. That's all I can say. So I did post the link in the description. I might post it again a little bit later. Let's just see if I got everybody. Nick Portella, what's up? And I don't think I said hi to Jimmy Presley. Hey, James W. Jimmy Presley, James W. I like that. Hey, man. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a while since I've seen you in my chat as well. Jimmy is one of my favorite people in the horror community. I'm just going to say that. He really is. He was essential when it came to the SAWYER Massacre. I couldn't have done it without him. And you know, hopefully he's on board with the Unseen as well. We're going to talk about the trailer today. A couple of shout outs I want to do, though. I do want to shout out It's Me Billy by Dave McCray. I don't know if I have a graphic for that anywhere. I put his link in the description, though. Did I put anything in? I'm not seeing anything there. Probably not. Probably not. But he's doing great, obviously. It's a fan film for Black Christmas. I'm a massive Black Christmas fan. Unseen is very heavily influenced by Black Christmas. Very heavily influenced. If you love Black Christmas, the original, of course, none of the 2 remakes. I haven't even seen the last remake. Well, that's not true. I saw the trailer, so I've seen it. But you know, obviously the original is the only one that matters. So you're going to definitely feel like this movie is heavily influenced by Black Christmas. If you didn't pick it up from the teaser trailer already, it's heavily influenced. Dave McCray and Bruce Dale, they're making a sequel to what they did a couple years ago for It's Me Billy, Part 1, Chapter 1, and now they're making Chapter 2, and they actually cast Olivia Hussey in the role. Can you believe that? They actually cast the original Jess Bradford, the only Jess Bradford as far as I know, because I don't think the remakes named their character. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've only seen the 2006 remake once. I've only seen it once. So if there was a character named Jess Bradford in that movie, let me know. I don't think so, though. I don't. But yes, Olivia Hussey coming back to reprise Jess Bradford in a fan film. A fan film of all things. Like, that is awesome. So when I saw that news, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to raise lots of money. And they've done pretty well. I think they're close to 50 grand Canadian. Again, that's in US dollars. It's probably under 40. I'm gonna guess it's like between 35 and 40 in U.S. dollars. Again, the exchange rate changes so much; it just does. That's the way she goes. So, but I'm super excited for that. Even though, like, you guys might remember when I did a review. I don't want to say a review. I just gave my thoughts on part one. I liked it, and I want to clarify. I like It's Me Billy Part One. I guess, though, I did expect a little bit more. I expected to like it a little bit more. There were certain choices that I wasn't a big fan of. But having Olivia Hussey come back, that's pretty awesome. And I didn't think they could do it. One thing that was kind of like in part one, in chapter one of It's Me Billy, I was saying to myself at the ending, because they set up Jess Bradford's alive. You know, they had the main character, Sam, say, "Grandma?" And I said, oh, people are going to be pissed if you don't actually get Olivia Hussey for that role now. Well, they went out and did it. So congrats to them for doing that. They've got Olivia Hussey. I'm guessing that's not cheap. I'm guessing that's why the budget is that much higher. Their Indiegogo goal is quite high. It's $120K. So I can understand that. So there you go. But I think they'll hit it. They're like getting close to halfway there. I think they're almost at the halfway point. So go support, though. Go support. I haven't supported yet. I plan to at some point. I don't have a lot of money. I'm going to be honest. I do this I do films. I don't do YouTube for a living. I mean, I am monetized now, but you guys can leave super chats if you want, especially if you want to get your comment read. You guys can leave super chats now. We have had a few in the past, but not a ton. But yeah, I don't make a living off of this. I think I've made like $5, so I don't mind putting my $5 that I made on this towards Dave McRae's movie. But I'd like to put more. That's for sure. I think I can a little bit. I probably will. But go donate. Get your name on the film. You want to be a part of that, especially if you're like me, a massive, massive Black Christmas fan. It's like my second favorite horror film after Texas Chainsaw. And any of you that have been watching me for a while, you know that by now. You know, this is episode 74 of Merlo's movie Massacre. So, you know I'm a big fan. Also, we've got, I do have a poster for this or something here. I got Scream Dream by Adam Freeman is a remake of the 1989 cult classic, I would say, by Donald Farmer and Adam Freeman. He's already reached his goal. He's in demand, but he's trying to reach some stretch goals. He has some major things he wants to do. I know for a fact that Adam is taking on a second job just so that he can make it as awesome as possible. So putting a lot of his own money into it. I commend him for that because it seems pretty cool. So if you know that cult class, if you're a fan of it, if you love 80s cult, cheesy 80s cult type films, you'll love it. So go support. These films don't get made without you guys. So I'm a huge supporter of these guys. I give them shout outs every time I can. I contribute when I can. I actually did contribute to Scream Dream. Not much, but and I'm poor, but I do what I can. To help here and there, and I did support It's Me Billy Chapter 1, and I plan on supporting It's Me Billy Chapter 2 at some point. So you should too. Anyways, those are the great Indiegogo campaigns that are still going. As far as I know, there might be more. I'm sure there is. There's lots. I mean, there's the Slasher Nurse. I don't have a link for that either. But Slasher Nurse, Jimmy Presley's a huge promoter of that film. That is a remake of Dave Kerr. Dave Kerr's remaking his own movie. Remaking his own movie from just a few years ago, I think, too, like 2017. Curse of the Slasher Nurse. And he did it live yesterday. I tuned in for a bit because I was kind of interested in some of the stuff he's done over the years and how he, got into all this. And he's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. They've raised lots of money for it. They also have Felissa Rose attached to their film, like we do with Unseen. Felissa Rose is awesome. She's so awesome. I'm hoping I can get her on the show at some point or some other shows to talk about the movie and all that kind of stuff. because she has been pretty awesome. So awesome supporter. She commented on one of our posts today, so that was pretty cool too. Yeah. So go support Slasher Nurse on Indiegogo. They are also in demand. And I'm sure there's other great Indiegogo campaigns. I just haven't really looked for a lot of them, but many. And Jimmy, you probably know if you want to drop any links. Jimmy, if you want to drop any links to any cool Indiegogos in the comments, you can. And I'm now going to do my other shout outs to my good friends. Oh, I miss Michelle. Where is Michelle these days? I really want to see her again. But Michelle runs a company called Breathless Beauties. She does these awesome horror themed dolls. She is amazing. Love her work. She sent me, I have one of her dolls around here somewhere. I really want that Leatherface one. Somebody probably already got it though. And there's my buddy Brett Stewart from Good Real Hunting. He's a big Scream fan, so he purchased one of her dolls. So go support Michelle at Breathless Beauties. Go purchase one of her dolls. She custom makes them. She's based out of Syracuse, New York, and it's free shipping anywhere in the U.S. Not to people like me in Canada, because Canada is expensive, as I have learned during my last Indiegogo campaign. Well, not just the last one, like all of them, shipping from Canada or to Canada is expensive. Just saying. And then our other good friend Michelle Blasky has her really cool, obscure art available on Redbubble. She's got a cow thing going on. I love the cow with the shotgun. She's got a Leatherface here too. That's pretty cool. I might get that someday. We'll see. See how much she wants for it. Very, very cool. And speaking of Michelle Blasky, the third channel, we got the news, I think, yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which. The third channel is going to be released on October 23rd, which I believe is the 41st anniversary of the film of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So this is an unofficial sequel to Halloween 3. You have to check it out. It's I'm a producer on the movie. I consulted very, very heavily with Michelle. She did not raise a lot of money for that on Indiegogo. I think she did 3 different Indiegogo campaigns, and none of them really took off. So, you want to see a low budget horror movie? That's going to be a low budget horror movie. I don't know if it's quite a feature length though. It could have been a feature length, I think. It had enough meat to the story for there to be a feature length. I think it's going to be like a featurette. So like 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. I think it'll be under an hour. Who knows? It could be over an hour. I've been surprised before with other fan films that they end up being longer than they originally anticipated they were going to be. Like even It's Me, Billy was longer than they expected. I think Dave and Bruce said that the first draft of It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 was only 28 pages. They were thinking, it's probably, somewhere between 30 and 35 minutes long, but it ended up being like 45 minutes long. So there you go. Just depends on the type of movie. When you're making like a slower burn type movie like these, it's a lot of times they end up being more like, not a minute per page, rather it's more like a minute and a half to sometimes 2 minutes per page, depending, so just depends. I think that with Unseen, I might need to trim a bit. It's not like an overly long feature screenplay. It's shorter screenplay than the Sawyer Massacre was, but again, we cut 10 pages out of the Sawyer Massacre, and it was still an hour and a half long. But I think Unseen is 81 pages, so it could be a 100-minute film. We'll see. Could be 2 hours. No, I don't think so. I won't let it be 2 hours. I won't let it be that long. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a slow burn, but 2 hours is maybe a tad long. We'll see. I don't think it'll be 2 hours. I could see 100 minutes though. Anyways, guys, we're gonna watch the teaser right now. We'll give it a full watch. You guys can, if you haven't seen the teaser, obviously, well, you're going to get to see it now, but make sure that you guys go watch it, give it a like. We're trying to get more eyes on it. You know, with this not being a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film, it doesn't get as many views. So, I mean, like the teasers that we dropped for the SAWYER Massacre, we're in the thousands by now, you know, at least a couple thousand by now at this point, whereas we're at a couple hundred views right now for Unseen. Good response, though. The overall response is very positive. Likes to dislikes ratio, hey, we got 100% likes to dislikes. I checked the analytics on it. So very pleased about that. Very pleased about that. Before we jump into it, though, I'm gonna read your comments. And speaking of likes, hey, like that, like the teaser, and like this video if you're enjoying it, or the dislike button. You know, feel free to hit the dislike button if you're sick of me rambling on too much. If you're sick of me. Oh, there's Marla from Scary Matter as well. Did I miss any other new chatters? Not that I can see, but you never know. Let's read Jimmy's. Jimmy's got something here. Just the last 2 months came back into the mix. Really, Little Red Rises one. Coffin Tooth is another campaign at the moment. I don't think unless it's in demand. Okay, very good to know. So those are a couple more other Indiegogos to look for. Coffin Tooth and Little Red Rosie. I didn't know about those ones. I think I've heard of Coffin Tooth. And another one I've seen that looks pretty cool is Macabre Mountain. I think Felissa Rose is attached to that one as well. Felissa is awesome. She loves the indie community, and it really shows. So, super supportive person. So, very, very excited to have her in our film. I really want to make sure that we make that happen. So, once again, back us on Indiegogo, back the other films that she's a part of on Indiegogo. Make it happen. We want to make sure that she gets to come to Canada, put her up in a nice place in Canada, see the beautiful mountains and everything, and experience the cold weather, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Marla from Scary Matter. Hey, finally made it. There you go. And Bob White. Sorry, missed Bob White too. Bob White. Hola. Sorry, Bob. I totally missed you, and now I see you. We got a good amount of chatters. So make sure to hit that like button. Again, helps the algorithm. Just got to keep that algorithm going as best we can. But, you know, Macabre Mountain, she is on Macabre Mountain. And I think they're in demand, too. Oh, I think they're doing a finishing funds campaign. If I remember seeing his post correctly, it was a finishing funds that they're doing now. I'm sure they've raised a ton of money. But, you know, still go support. You want to support anything Felissa's in, basically. Anything she's in, go support. That's what I say. Alrighty. All right, you guys want to watch the teaser? Has anybody in the chat not seen our teaser yet? Has anybody in the chat? Of course, there's a delay, so I won't see your comment until like 20 seconds after or something like that. Is there anybody in the chat, though, that just didn't realize we had a teaser for this movie? Yeah, came out on Tuesday with the Indiegogo. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it now. And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't actually gone to the actual link to see it, go there and make sure you hit that like button or dislike button. It's okay if you don't like it. I wasn't sure if people were going to like this trailer when I dropped, because for one thing, I had no money to make it with. This is the first teaser trailer I made with basically nothing. The second Indiegogo teaser for the SAWYER Massacre was the most expensive, because I had people from and it was right in the middle of the pandemic, so I had to do COVID compliance officer and all this stuff. So that was the most expensive. Eduardo Guerrero saw it on Instagram. I think, well, that's cool, but thank you, Eduardo, but actually go to the YouTube link and hit the like button if you don't mind, or the dislike button. You know, I'm totally cool with people not liking it. And leave a comment. Leave comments. There's a few comments, but, you know, could use a little bit more. What was I talking about? The second Indiegogo teaser was the most expensive because we actually shot it in Texas. COVID compliance is right in the middle of COVID. Blah blah blah. Even the first teaser that for Sawyer Massacre was around $500 because that was the one we paid for John Dugan's voiceover. There's just a lot of ins and outs. That's all I can say. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, the official teasers for the Sawyer Massacre basically didn't cost anything, but well, they did because the movie cost a lot to make. You know what I mean? So this was going from scratch, and I had to be simplistic. Had to be very simplistic with the teaser, and just try to make it the best I could with it, knowing with what I can do with no money. So that meant we don't have a sound guy because sound guys are expensive. So I was like, okay, I think we can do something where all the audio's in post, primarily our main antagonist, who you never see on screen anyways. It was a good idea. And then I thought, well, maybe we can get some sort of a voiceover from our protagonist, played by Trinity Chase. She gave us a little voiceover in there. It was great. It's surprisingly good for a no budget trailer. I think it's great for a no budget trailer. So there you go. Anyways, Sawyer Massacre was fun. Marla saw it. All you guys, I'm sure all you guys saw it. So let's watch it real quick, and then we're going to kind of break stuff down a little bit. Yeah. Where is it here? Here it is. I won't talk for the whole trailer, but let's watch it. Really watch it. Really watch it. I'll tell you why after, but really watch it.
Amy, what are you writing? Oh, God. Look what you did.
What if it's... You don't know the lengths this guy will go... He's in the house right now.
Amy!
Okay, teaser was lagging. It looked like it was lagging on my end a little bit too. I don't know. It could be. Am I lagging? Let me know if I'm lagging. We had a bit of a thunderstorm here, just moments before I started. I thought maybe it would be fine now, but let me know. Let me know if I'm lagging too. Could be an internet thing. We just had like I said, thunderstorm. That's okay. Yeah, it was a little choppy. You get this again. Watch the actual YouTube link too. Watch the actual YouTube link. Now, I'm going to just say this before we start looking at specific shots and whatnot. There's more to that trailer than meets the eye. And by that, when I say that, just the teaser lagged. Okay, that's good to know. What's up, bro? A Nerd King production. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We just watched the teaser. It was lagging. It could be an internet thing. But usually I would lag too. It might just be didn't load into the OBS properly. I don't know. You never know. I should have probably just went straight from the internet, from the YouTube link, but that's okay. You get it. You've seen the teaser already, but let me just say this: I like to get people to really pay attention. Okay, that's all I'll say about it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you everything, but everything that's in that teaser is very specific to this movie. So even things you might think are just minor, shots that are very quick, even, You know, this shot was too quick to really see well, you know, something like that. Pause it. Zoom in. All I can say is you're going to find some cool stuff. The vase. Oh, Jimmy's thinking. What does it mean? Why is there a vase there with a bit of, there's a little bit of blood on that vase too, if you know, not a lot. There's a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. You know. Were there flowers in that vase? Ooh. You know. Yeah, so it's definitely this is a movie. The teaser's kind of setting up what you're going to have to be able to do when you watch the movie. It's going to be something you're going to have to put the pieces together by using your using the visuals that you see a lot. You know, what does all this mean? Who is Amy, right? He was obsessed with this girl named Amy. So it's definitely there's definitely, I mean, you can go on our IMDb and somebody's playing Amy, as you'll see. But she's not the protagonist. She's not the main character. So who is Amy, and why is this Amy so important? You know, that's just an example. But there's lots in that. There's lots there's a lot of simple stuff that I was able to do. I'll say this: there's a lot of simple stuff I was able to do on my own that was applying to the script. It was simple enough that I can still do for the teaser without spending money, which was good. I needed to do stuff. I needed to say, okay, I need this. This is important to the movie. Can I do it without any money? And I did. I did that. The table was a cool shot. That is a cool shot. It's a long shot. I think it's like 15 seconds or something like that. Maybe even longer. I'm not sure. I never timed it, but it's that shot tells you this movie's a bit of a slow burn. If that's what it really should tell you, that shot more than anything else. That shot I didn't originally have in the shot list, but there was part of that shot was in the shot list, and I said, why don't we do something creepy here and expand on it? Let's do this and then this. And so a portion of that shot was in the shot list, and I said, let's do something really creepy, build up. And I love the way it ends with her hand. You know, whose hand is that? You know, is that Amy's hand? Well, I can tell you this: it wasn't the actress that's playing Amy, because the actress that is playing Amy doesn't live here in Kelowna, and I didn't have money to afford to drive her here. Just the way it is. She actually doesn't live that far. She lives in Vancouver, so you know, if I did have a bit of music money to spend, I could have brought her here, or I could have brought Trinity Chase, who's playing Crystal, here as well. Yeah, because she lives in Vancouver as well. So if I had an extra $100 or so, I probably would have done that. I didn't really have that though, so you do what you can. The music is sound too. Thanks. I composed all that music. In fact, a little bit towards the end, which you've heard by now, was actually a bit that was part of the short film version of the movie that I did. So you hear that kind of the piano thing towards the end is kind of disjointed, and it's doing different octaves. It was like bum bum bow, bum bum bow. That was originally in the short, and I just love the intensity of it, and it kind of gradually speeds up through it to make it more and more intense. This time I even changed the pitch on it a little bit, just to kind of bring more intensity. It brought up the pitch just a little notch every time, and yeah, I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. That's where you can definitely hear where my inspiration from Halloween probably comes in, is in the music, more than anything else. But again, Black Christmas as well, just so you know. Nerd King Productions, it's kind of like a horror version of Where's Waldo, mixed in with a little bit of Clue. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I can't give away too much, obviously, but look at things that are in that trailer. Look at things. Even the things that you think don't mean anything, they mean something. They do. They all mean something. What do they mean, though? What do they mean? And I want to hear your theories. There's going to be some cool theories out there. Are they right? Are they wrong? Who knows? I have to wait till if you guys thought, I'll say this, if you guys thought the ending of the Sawyer Massacre was confusing, oh, be ready for this one. Some of you are going to hate me for it, of course. Some of you are going to absolutely hate me for doing a movie like this that's so open. You know, what the hell does this mean? What the hell does that mean? But you know, hey, that's my style. I want you guys to have theories. I want to hear different theories. Some of them are pretty cool. Like some of the ones on this for the Sawyer Massacre were pretty damn cool. Pretty cool. Fireplace or mantle was noticeable. Ooh. There you go. I definitely agree. The music is absolutely amazing. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like the music. It is my first profession, after all. So I guess I have a knack for it. But I think we'll have some collaborators on music for the overall film. That's a perk on the campaign. Okay. Let's go over some of the trailer a little bit. Just little bits here and there, and everywhere. It's here, I guess. Okay. Sorry, it's gonna lag, but we're gonna just kind of try to. Why don't I get that pause option now? Oh, there it is. All right. So we got the opening shot of the house first. We'll go back and look at that first. Okay. Oh, we went too far back. Oh, not far enough. Sorry, guys. I wonder. Maybe I should probably just turn the sound down for this. Okay. Anyways, this house. Is this not a creepy looking house? This house is not too far from me. I've seen it for years, and I've always said I want to use this house for a movie. I love this house. It's definitely an older heritage house. There's a business being run out of this house, so I think we'll only be allowed to use the exterior. But I'm okay with that because there are a million other cool heritage houses that will look good on the inside that I want. Now, and again, this house suits this film for a reason. It's supposed to tell you a little something. So, like everything, it kind of is supposed to tell you a little something. What exactly? Well, wait till you see the movie. But very, very cool house, very creepy. This is the home of our antagonist. That's all I can say about this. This is the home of our antagonist, and it's a pretty nice house actually. So that should tell you a little something. Then we go on to that second shot. Cool shot through the fence. It's what we call a truck shot, although we didn't use a truck or a dolly or anything like that. We just shot it all in gimbal, as that's what we had. We used what we have. The gimbal actually works fairly well. Then this shot. What are we looking at here? Well, what are we looking at here? Somebody made a comment earlier that this hand is different than the other hands that you see throughout the trailer. It is, thinking that this is the hand of a black person, of a African American. It's not actually. I'm not sure if he's 100% white though either, but he is darker skinned. But that's not supposed to tell you anything. It was just he had good movements with his hands on this note. So we liked it. I tried it actually. I tried doing the note, and I was like, no, this isn't happening. Although I'll say this, guys, my hands are in this trailer more than I want them to be. I was like, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? No, you got to do it. Okay, I'll do it. That's seriously how I was. Definitely Black Christmas vibe, says Jimmy. Thanks, man. Hopefully not to the point where it feels like a ripoff. I don't think so. I I don't think it'll come out that way. I really hope it doesn't come out that way. The story is quite a bit different than Black Christmas. I mean, really, it's a tonality thing, a tonal thing. It really is. It's and I guess the fact that this is a killer you don't see. You know, this is an antagonist you never see, and probably for the majority of people won't even know his name. For the majority of the people, some people might pick up his name. Whereas I think, at least at the end of Black Christmas, pretty much everybody knew that the killer's name was Billy. I think so. If you didn't, then you didn't pay close enough attention. So, anyways, cool shot. Love the fire. By the way, the fire you hear in the background is all post-production. We didn't have, like I said, we didn't have a sound recordist, and I was not going to use the camera audio. I hate camera audio. I know that some of these cameras have got better microphones built in now than they used to back then. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm not using the camera audio unless I'm hearing something like way better than I can create and post. But, you know, they're not there yet. They're definitely not there yet. I'm sure this camera had great microphone. It is a newer camera, so... but I didn't even bother listening. I said, I'm recording it all myself. That was the way she goes. But yeah, I love this shot. Love this shot. Make of it whatever you guys want. This sort of combination shots. Now you're seeing two different people writing, which is actually the same person. Again, we only had one actress available. From the one cast member actually available from that's actually cast. So she had to take on many roles. We'll say that. She was her own role. She was this role, that role. She was Amy. She was all. I don't know. She was so many different characters in this teaser at some point. And we don't show her face when it's not her character. Only when it's actually her character did we actually show her face. So when you see her face, that's her character. So a little something there. But yeah, they're writing. Right, so I mean, geez, writing must have something to do with this, right? I hope they're writing that up. Okay, this shot here. So we'll go back before I kind of tear it up. This is actually me tearing that. Where? I went too far. Whatever. That's okay. This is actually me here, tearing that up. I didn't want to do it. They made me do it. I think I did a bad job tearing it up, actually. But that's this tearing whatever this is up. If you pay attention, it should tell you something. There's a lot of stuff in here that should tell you something. Is this the same note that we see before? Interesting. Build some theories. And you feel free to say whatever theories you have in the chat. I'm not going to confirm or disconfirm. Looks like a love letter. Looks like a love letter. Oh. Why do you think it looks like color-wise? Oh, because it's like pinkish color. Well, you could be right. You could be right. You know, write a pink letter on a pink piece of paper, right? Could be. I'm not going to tell you whether you're right or not. Could it be anything else? What's something you get pissed off and tear? You know, it's just, you know, could be something else. Could be a love letter. But put your thinking caps on. I love creating theories. Some of you might be right. You never know. I'll tell you, I don't think. Okay, there's another quick shot in there. Whew. What were we looking at? Can I even stop it on that? I'll try. It's gotta be close. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a very quick shot. Now, this is not a love letter, obviously, right? Page looks, Scary Man says the page looks pink. Yeah. Nerd King Productions. It could be a pink slip of someone getting fired or in some case getting evicted. Just a theory. Hey, good theories, man. Good theories. I won't tell you whether you're right or wrong, but there's some good theories there. Yeah. You would definitely tear up a pink slip being fired or pink slip of being evicted. That's a guarantee. And with going back to the love letter thing, you would definitely tear up a love letter if this girl broke your heart. You know, just saying. Is it from an asylum? Ooh, boy, we're getting the theories. I love it. You guys are awesome, by the way. You guys are coming up with some awesome stuff. Yeah. Bills. Bills. I like Bob White says bills. Could be. This might be one of those things you gotta zoom on and try to read if you can. It's important though. I'll say that, again, this isn't just some random thing I printed. This isn't a random bill that I have that looked like something cool. It is a specific thing. Everything is specific to the film. Specific to the film. So just keep that in mind. Everything. And then all of it. Right, slow-mo, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. And that was me that threw them too. I didn't want to be the one to do that either, but the camera guys made me. It's like, we don't have anybody else. Like, there's two of you guys. Why did only one of you needs to operate the camera? But no, had to be me throwing the documents. I'm glad one of the camera guys did at least the note. It wasn't looking right with me holding that note. It just wasn't. I didn't like it. So he did a better job shaking it and everything. Oh, I love this shot at night. This was barely dark enough to film it like that. But it was good. But the thing that's good about this house is it can be easily shot at night because they've got all these lights surrounding the whole house that point up and just light it perfectly. It's perfect. We didn't even need any lights for most of the shoot, except for some of the night stuff that was in the house. That's the only stuff we really used any lights for. That's some really good lights, actually, but we hardly used them. Yeah. I see a logo, I think. Cool Twilight shot there. There you go. But yeah, I love this shot. But it's not the shot I wanted. We tried a few different things, and this was this shot that he took was actually the steadiest shot that he took. What I actually wanted was a static shot with just still, not moving at all, but do a focus pull. So this still has this focus pull from the fence to the house in focus now, as you can see. But I wanted it static and from the ground. Wanted it to be a ground level shot, pointing up, really make that house look huge, sort of thing. But we took those and they weren't quite steady enough, and I tried putting stabilizers on it. No, not steady enough. So that's what happens when you try to do stuff in one day with no money. But hey, this is a pretty cool shot anyways. Still came out pretty cool. There's the doll. Oh, I love that doll. Now this is the beginning of the long shot. So we're at 34 seconds. How long is this shot? I didn't actually time it. All these pictures. These pictures are all the same person.
Oh, God. Look what you did.
Well, that's a pretty long shot to that hand. So 50. So it's a 20-second shot. That's 20 seconds. And this shot took a lot of time. That poor girl. Again, that's Emily Maisie's, by the way, who's cast as Stacy in the film. She had to sit there the whole time with her hand and try to keep it still for quite a while. This was the hardest shot to actually pull off. I absolutely love it, though. It's definitely my favorite shot of the trailer. It definitely shows some. It's probably the shot that shows the most technique from a filmmaking perspective, And I really wanted to do something kind of creative like this. And like I said, only part of the shot was really on the shot list. And you know me, I had to say, let's get creative. It's like this isn't enough. Let's really make this spooky. And it's my favorite shot of the trailer. Should be a lot. I would be surprised if it's not a lot of your guys' favorite shots, but you know, there's some pretty cool shots in this trailer. I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie, but that is a pretty good shot. Definitely gives me some creepy vibes. Nice work. Thanks, man. It was definitely the shot that we spent the most time on. It took about, I want to say, it took about 7 or 8 takes to really get it. We're having trouble with the movement. We're lucky that the stuff that they have as far as gear goes was good for it. The gimbal was really good for this. The hard part with the gimbal was, getting the angle right, because you have to go looking down and then kind of looking straight along with the table. And we actually had to technology. This is my first time actually doing this. I actually manned the movement of the camera from the camera guy's phone. He's got it synced with the camera, so the movement of the camera, so the camera guy, all he had to do was sort of drag it over everything really slowly, and then I did the movement from the phone. And we just had to be careful that we had focus at the right time and all that kind of stuff. That was the hardest part, really, was to get the focus right. I think that's really what took us the longest, was getting focus right. So 20-second shot, 20 seconds of this trailer. You don't usually get 20-second shots in a trailer, not too often. But for this type of movie, I felt like it needed something like that, because this shot really tells you, it says to you, slow burn. That's what I feel is so great about this shot, is it really says to you, slow burn. Anyways, slow burn, but hopefully not too slow of a burn. I don't think it'll be too slow, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of suspense. Hopefully. That's the goal.
What if it's him? You don't know the lengths.
All right. I like this POV from the killer's perspective. At least we assume it's the killer's perspective. Like he's creeping around while you hear Trinity talking. You don't know the lengths this guy will go to and all this stuff. He's in the house.
This guy will go to.
I actually really like this shot. That was me opening the door, by the way. But just the way everything was kind of lit, totally black, totally dark room. It was a big room. This was I utilized this room. I think I actually created this shot after seeing the house that I knew we were going to shoot, and he had this is actually a really big theater room, and he had a lot of space to work with, and it just made it really easy to get a shot like this. And I thought, man, that's creepy. You just get a little bit of his arm creeping in, and yeah, it looks creepy. I love it. And the door creak, of course, was added in post. All the audio added in post. I did all the sound design myself.
He's in the
shadow on the stairs. I believe that's my shadow. And this was the movement. Yeah, that's just a more
house right now.
Stairs. Love it. And this is Emily May. This is the only time you see her face, and this is her as her character, Stacy. So it gives you a bit of insight, but as to her encounter with the antagonist. Bit of a jump scare on this one. I think it's cool to kind of put a bit of a jump scare in on a teaser. How does that play out? Who knows? We don't show you. Michael Myers-esque shadow. That was cool. It was cool. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I love it. Long dark hallway. Yeah, that dark hallway was pretty cool. Yeah, we had good. I think those were the shots where we actually ended up using the lights a little bit more. Was in that hallway and up the stairs and all that kind of stuff to create the shadows. The shadows you need whenever you're creating shadows, you typically need some good lights. But again, most of the lighting we did was at night. Most of the lighting was natural light. The daylight was really good. The nighttime light was really good on that house. So yeah, I didn't really have to use the lights too often. The knife in the bloody hand. Ooh, that's my hand. I wasn't originally going to grab it, but the cam op suggested I grab it. That cam op might be a good director someday. I'll say that. Because I wasn't going to grab it. It was just going to be kind of like shaking it around. But he said, grab that. I'm like, it does look cool when I grab it like that. That's my hand, though. That is definitely my hand. It's probably the only shot I don't mind really my hand being in, the bloody one. The bloody hand. Well, nobody else wanted to get blood on their hand. I mean, we weren't going to even really use any blood at all, but I had a little bit. So just I made it. Well, I made it with leftover corn syrup that I had from like the last time I made blood, which was because I didn't use it on SAWYER Massacre, but I think I did for the teaser shoot all the way back in 2019. And I think we had a little bit of corn syrup left from that because I don't buy corn syrup. I don't know. I don't just buy corn syrup. I don't use it for anything. Do you guys use corn syrup for anything? I don't know. I just don't. I've never bought corn syrup for anything because I use maple syrup on my pancakes. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, my hand. Baby. Note crumpled, knife coming. Oh, we missed something kind of really quick one here. Hard to time it. Oh, somebody's getting strangled. Something. But now we know we know that it is Emily Mazes who's playing Stacy. That is being strangled, but is she actually Stacy in this shot? You might have to. We had her change clothes a lot. We'll tell you that much. We had to have her change clothes a lot. So is she actually playing Stacy in this shot? You'll have to be able to tell from looking at the shot where you actually see her face and see is she wearing the same clothes. She was prepared. She brought a lot of clothes with her. So we're getting you to play multiple characters. And she did. Hey, there's our buddy John Evans behind the Fiends. Hey, man, sorry I'm late. I've been taking care of some family stuff. Hey, man, never need to apologize for that kind of stuff. Family is important. You always got to take care of your family stuff. We're just kind of going over the teaser trailer. We're on this shot. We're near the end now, actually. We're pretty close to only 10 seconds left. We've kind of been talking about it. We're trying to see if you guys are going to build some theories on it. Feel free to post your theories on any of the shots that you guys see in the teaser in the comments. Again, I won't say 100% yes or no. I love a lot of those shots. I love a lot of the theories on that pink piece of paper, actually. There's a lot of good theories on that one. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to hear. Can't tell you if any of those theories are right. Maybe one of them is. Who knows? But very cool. So yeah, somebody's being strangled here. Is this Emily Mace's character Stacy, though? I can tell you it's definitely Emily Mace's playing this character. But again, we only had one actress. But again, so just keep a check and see if it's the same outfit. Yeah. Great work, Steve. Hey, there's our producer, Adam Ginsberg, and the voice of the unseen man who really did the great work. He says, great work, Steve. I did some good work, but the creepy voice in this trailer is all provided by that guy right there, Adam Ginsberg. Thank you so much for doing such an amazing job and following what I was asking for the teaser without even being able to see it yourself. You know, I kind of was feeling like maybe I should actually show him like what we're doing, what I'm doing with this. But he did an amazing job. I hope my direction was good enough, and I think the end result is showing that that you knew what you were doing, Adam. So great job. A lot of people think the voice is really creepy. The heavy breathing. I've heard a lot of comments on the heavy breathing. Awesome. You're welcome. Looking forward to the whole thing. Me too. So, anyways, let's move on to the next shot. Somebody's getting strangled. Wonder who that is. We don't know. Is that the last shot, or did I miss one? Creepy shot though. This one's just more POV stuff. Okay, I think so. That one pretty much the last shot before we cut. Last shot. Of course I didn't time it quite right. It's so quick.
Amy!
Oh, the knife coming down too. That's another good one. That one's not my hand though. I'll say that the knife coming down was not my hand. That was one of the camera guys, not the. It was one of the other camera guys. We had a bunch of camera guys that worked together. There, this shot. Now it's hard to time it so that you get to. This was my hand. I was the one in this closet. I didn't time it. My bad. There. Oh no.
Amy!
I should have just taken screenshots of it, put them in. I've done that in the past. No, I'm not going to get it. Anyways, you get the gist on that one. That was definitely something we had to
Amy!
Yeah. We had to time this shot just right because he's pushing in, right? You can see he's pushing in. And again, it's not on a slider. This was all gimbal. You make the best of what you got, and he's really good with that gimbal. And the gimbal it's a newer gimbal, so it's pretty good. It's pretty versatile. So this was good. It was just hard to keep focus, I think, more than anything else. Just keeping focus is tough when you're pushing in like that, when you're just moving forward and trying to keep it straight. And then again, timing with getting my hand out at the right time because I can't see inside that closet. So I was waiting on a good cue from them when to open it, and it worked out pretty well. So there you go, guys. That is our teaser trailer. We made this thing for nothing, other than I bought everybody some food that helped out. Good people to work with. That's for sure. These guys know their stuff. They're gonna be working with the same crew in the movie, so these guys know their stuff. The camera we used wasn't like the top elite camera. We might go top elite, but man, I actually kind of like the look of that camera. What did you guys think, though? I personally like the look of it. It's not an ARRI. If I want to use an ARRI or a Red, I'm looking at raising. I'm gonna need to raise it like a couple $100,000 probably. Because those things are expensive to rent. It's like, I think if I wanted to use there's one person here that has an ARRI. There's one rental shop, and it's like $10,000 a week. $10,000 a week for that thing. So if we're gonna shoot this thing for like 3 weeks, that's $30,000 just for the camera. And I still want to use a slider. I want to use a drone actually for this movie. So if I'm going to have all that kind of stuff, and a jib, I need a jib. I don't think I need a full crane. Just a little mini jib is good. But, if you want to be able to rent all that stuff, and, if people have stuff, that's great. Actually, we do have a slider, so I won't need to rent that. That's awesome. I forgot that we have a slider. But yeah, if you want to, is it really worth it to rent an ARRI? If the money's there, I guess. Somebody wants to give us $1 million, do so. Then we can shoot this thing on an ARRI. Just saying. You guys can give us $1 million. Well, we're doing okay in our crowdfunding. I'll say that we're doing okay. We could do better though, guys. We can do better. I think just if you can't contribute yet, or can't contribute at all, hey, that's fine. But share it if you can. Try to get people to see it. So I'm going to post the link to the Indiegogo in the description, in the chat again. It is in the description as well, but there it is in the chat again. Share it as much as you possibly can. Let's get eyes on this teaser more. I think the more people that actually see the teaser, the better we'll do. Because we had great feedback on this teaser. I have $1 million probably dollars. Probably dollars. I like the probably dollars. John says, "You're awesome, John. Give us $1 million, and we'll make your movie for you." It'd be nice. I don't know if I necessarily. would want $1 million to make this movie. I think it put a lot of pressure on me. But, well, I guess if we did have $1 million, maybe I could pay myself a little bit. Oh, man. It'd be nice to pay myself a little bit, but not counting on it because I just love making movies. I just want to make movies for you guys. It's not about money for me. It's just, and I hope you guys don't ever think that I'm pushing to get donations for, our movie. But it's not about money for me. It's about money for the movie because movies cost money to make. The reality is we've raised $3,100. We can't make this movie for $3,100 Canadian. $2,300 US, as Kimberly mentioned earlier. We can't make this movie for that kind of money. It's I'm gonna make it short, but I've already made a short for this film. Why make it again? Why make another short? Well, it could be better. Maybe. I mean, I could make a featurette if I raised like 10 grand. I could make like a 30 to 45 minute sort of movie, and I would, you know what? If that's all we raised, that's what I would do. But I don't think you guys want that. I know ultimately I don't want that. You guys don't want that. I can easily simplify the script so we don't need like 6 figures, but at the end of the day, we want to raise enough money to make the film that I want to make and that you guys want to see. And it is going to cost a little bit. It's just the nature of it. So that's why I push and push. It's not so that I can take your money. It's not money for me, just so you guys know. It'd be nice if I could ever pay myself, but I can't. I got to put everything I can into these movies at this point. Just because, I mean, honestly, if I unless we did get like $1 million, I wouldn't pay myself. Even at like 500 grand, I'd probably still put it all into the movie. I wouldn't pay myself. That's the truth, because there's a lot you could make this movie. If Hollywood was to greenlight this movie, it'd probably be $5 million or $10 million. If they read the script, they'd probably read the script and say, okay, that's a $10 million film there. They make their budgets on, a lot more things than I make my budgets for, So when I make a budget for a film, I always look at what the average cost of certain things are, and I actually typically go a little bit over. I have this a bit of a contingency when I make my budgets, but you do that. Any of you filmmakers out there that are just starting out and making budgets, always make like a bit of a contingency, because then if you go over budget, you're not as over budget as you think. And I actually learned that on the SAWYER Massacre, as I had a 15% contingency on that film, or 20. Was it 15 or 20? I made like a 15 or 20% contingency on the budget that we had. So I wasn't as over. When we were shooting, I'm like, I'm going so over budget. I'm going so over budget. And then I looked at the numbers after. I'm like, oh, I was only about $1,000 over budget. $1,000 over budget is way better than like 10,000 over budget. So, well, not quite that much. I thought I was about $5 grand over budget. And I was like, oh, I'm only $1,000. We can make that up. And we did. We did our. I think we even made that up. Mostly even before we did our final finishing funds campaign. For the most part, we still did the finishing funds campaign because we needed money for post, because we didn't, otherwise I was going to be editing it all myself and doing all the sound design, which I could have done. It would have taken a lot longer, and it probably wouldn't have been as efficient, because my computer's not really meant for editing. It really isn't, but it is what it is. I would have done it if I would have had to, if we didn't raise funds for post-production. Anyways, hey, there's our buddy Joe, More Sense Designs Graphics. That's somebody I got to give a shout out to, because Joe is a partner of ours. He does all the perks you see in our campaign were done by Joe. So here's his logo. Anybody who needs designs of any kind done, contact Joe. He is the guy, and I think his work speaks for itself. You look at the graphics on our campaign, the posters we have on there, it's fantastic. So the stuff we've been releasing that Joe's done is absolutely amazing. I didn't think he was going to be able to pump out all those perk images the way he did. And he did, man. He cranked them out, and I was like, "Do you need me to take some of the workload off of you? If you send me just a template, I could just put text, send me a template and I'll do text, But he was like, "No, I've got this," and he really had it. He really. I'm glad I'm working with him. I'm glad he's a partner with us on this film. He is. I think, Joe, I hope you can always be a partner with Sequanda Films on every project, because I can't imagine ever working with anyone else. So just want to say that. I know I'm kind of rambling a bit and I'm going off trail a bit, but I can't say enough about Joe from More Sense Designs. He's very, very flexible, and he's not afraid to do anything you want. That's all. I mean, you think it's going to be too tough for him, and it's like, whoa, there it is, So, sometimes it takes him. Some certain things will take him a little longer than others. That's natural. Not everything is as easy as you'd think it would be sometimes. But man, some of the stuff he's done, and some of these promo things that he's done for like promo videos he's done, also, like he did that little pre-teaser before we released our teaser. That was Joe. Although there was a little grammar mistake in there, Joe. I was I hate to. I know you were under crunch time for that, but you did a little grammar mistake in our tagline there. In our what was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. Somebody pointed out to me. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice that. Shrouded in the shadows of our minds. Shrouded. What's our tagline now? Jeez. Shrouded in the shadows of our minds is unseen. You said instead of an. Yeah, again, I didn't even notice it at first. I didn't notice it until somebody pointed out to me. It happens. Let me read some. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to do it. We don't have a ton. I'm not going to stay on here for too much longer because I got to put my little one to bed. But I'll take some questions if there are some questions in the chat. I definitely use a cheaper camera. Yeah, I like these cameras that we use. I mean, it's not going to cost us anything to use, and they got two of them, so we could shoot two cameras if they feel comfortable shooting with two cameras. I think they probably do, and it'll speed up production. We only shot with one camera on SAWYER Massacre, but we actually did have like the exact same. They had two of the same camera. I think William Instone had the exact same camera that Charlie Brady was using. I don't know if they were pretty close, anyways. But Charlie is very a one camera type of guy. He was very much that. He was that kind of DP. He was very hands on, do it all yourself. Whereas I'm thinking with this, we're going to have our camera and grip team, and our DP is not going to be operating the camera so much. Not that he can't operate a camera, but to be a really to do it, really, really well, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So it's good that we have a good cam op team, and then we have a good DP. That'll definitely help us, and probably, if we don't have many days to shoot, which very likely could be, because we only shot SAWYER Massacre in 9 days. Geez, I hope we can shoot this one in more than that. That was a nightmare, but it would be nice if we could shoot it in at least like 15. Give me at least 15. I love 20. Give me 20. Jeez, give me 20 days. 5 pages per day. Give me 5 pages today. 4 or 5 pages. Oh man, that's the life right there. Our busiest day on the SAWYER Massacre, 15 freaking pages. Like. Let's see. Do any of you guys have any questions? I did a reaction for the teaser. I'm just editing. Oh, awesome! I can't wait. Hopefully that helps get more eyes on it. Because again, that seems to be the thing, is I need to get more people seeing it. Because there's just not enough people. I mean, there's a few or a couple hundred, but if this was a SAWYER Massacre teaser, it would be in the thousands by now. It would at least be 1,500 to 2,000. Depending on which one it was. Like. Again, our second Indiegogo teaser, just that one really climbed pretty quickly, and I think our second official trailer, the last trailer we released, I think that one climbed pretty fast too. So yeah, I mean, but all of them got. I think every single Sawyer Massacre trailer that we released, I think every single one passed 10,000 views. Maybe the first one didn't. Maybe the very first one, but I'm pretty sure all the other ones did. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And of course, the Sawyer Massacre itself is up over 125. I think it's 127,000 views now. So thank you to all that keep pushing it, and you know, even since we've been flagged, we've climbed over another 10,000 views. So obviously, it's not getting views anywhere near as fast as it was before, but you know, to still get another 10,000 views or more than 10,000 views since it's been flagged, that just shows the power of how well we did. So thank you all for keep pushing it and all that kind of stuff. What we got here? Talking to each other. Any good cameras? More sense today. Thank you for noticing that, and thank you to Steve. Everyone, what's said, nothing but positive things. I'll do my best to use the spell check. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's not a big deal. It happens. It's not because it's not a spelling mistake. It's a grammar mistake. Anytime you follow with a vowel word, because the next word was you unseen, it should be an, right? An unseen killer. If it was not a vowel word, if it was a hidden killer, you could have said a hidden killer. Yeah, that's the right. That's how that works, right? I believe so. No problem, Adam. Can't wait to see the full film when it gets made and released. I can't wait to see it when it gets made and released too. I'm excited. Get a write-up done for it on Bloody Disgusting. Yeah, I have sent them my press release and all the promo info. I'm hoping that they'll do it. I might need some fans to push them to get do a write-up on it as well. So if you guys bother them, then they might do it. But you know, they do a lot though. So if Bloody Disgusting doesn't do it, you know, it's too bad. But I mean, it would definitely help. It would definitely help. You can dispute that flag. I have disputed the flag. It's, yeah. Grammarly app is the poop. Grammarly app is the poop. I know what you mean to say. Being a writer, still learning that grammar stuff. Amazing how tough a few things are to remember. Yeah, I mean, I've made grammar mistakes too, so it's not. And again, Joe was kind of. I think Joe was kind of. That was a final thing that was trying to get out before we dropped the Indiegogo, and we actually wanted to drop it the day before. I wanted to drop that little teaser the day before, you know, kind of really build up some anticipation from you guys. But yeah, you know, a few hours before the campaign launch, that's good too. That's fine. Got you guys kind of excited a little bit. But, you know. Little spelling mistake, whatever. I'll do a write-up and submit it to them, or see if they'll take. Yeah, I mean, do what you can. Jimmy, does your Jimmy? You talk to your. I can't remember which one it is that knows John Squires or whatever from Bloody Disgusting. So Jimmy, you talk to them. You're my guy. You're my guy. Well, you're not. Well, you're not the guy, but you know the guy. And I just can never remember which guy from our chat that got us into Bloody Disgusting with the SAWYER Massacre. So that was huge. That was huge. That was a pivotal moment for the SAWYER Massacre being featured in Bloody Disgusting. So if any of these major horror media outlets can run our story, that'd be so awesome. But you know. I can only do what I can do. I don't know John Squires personally. I don't know what's his name from Dread Central. Josh Milliken, I think. Yeah. But Tom Smith and them know them. I think. No, Tom Smith has a connection. I think Roland Keller has a connection with Fangoria. Sorry. I think so. I could be wrong. But there was somebody in our group chat that got us the Bloody Disgusting. I can't remember which one. I can't remember who that was, but I'll ask Jason Bradford. He'll know. He'll know who it was. And yeah, hopefully we can get into Bloody Disgusting, because I sent them my press release. I always send out press releases. Again, if you're that's another thing. If you're doing Indiegogo and you want to get attention on a film, send these outlets your press release. Make a press release. Learn how to make one properly if you don't know how to make one properly. Yeah, just it's huge. If you can get some of these horror sites to promote your stuff, it's awesome. Like, I'll always remember that day that I found out Bloody Disgusting ran our Indiegogo article for Bloody. I'll always remember that, because it's just, my phone exploded. We're getting, I think we sold something like 100 Blu-rays that day, and we sold two of our most expensive perks. It was huge. I can only imagine how different the SAWYER Massacre could have been had we not had that moment. So it could be the same moment for this film, So again, I think there's good reason for a site like Bloody Disgusting to run it. We got Felissa Rose, we got Brett Wagner attached, we got a lot great, amazing cast. We got Tom Smith doing our SFX. It's worth running a story over, I think, for sure. But we'll see. I hope so. But in the meantime, push it, guys. Help us get some goals here, and I know we'll do. I know we'll do fairly well. Whether we'll hit the ultimate goal that we set on our Indiegogo, it'd be nice. But I'll be ready to do campaign number 2 if I have to. But I think we can do it without doing campaign number 2. Yeah, ideally, I'd like campaign number 2 to be after we've shot the film, and it'd just be finishing funds for post-production. That would be nice. I don't want to do 4. Please don't make me do 4 campaigns for this like I did SAWYER. Hopefully I'm good enough at this now to not have to do 4. But, you do what you have to do in order to get the movie made. That's the way it works. But I'm never going to set, just know this, guys, I'm never going to set a goal that is unrealistic for making a feature film, so that is why we set the goal that high. I know that a lot of other people will set their goals at like 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever, 20,000. 20,000 I get. 20,000 US is pretty good, because that you can make a feature film for 20 grand. I mean, depends on what it is, but even then you're still trying to hit stretch goals, because that there's going to be expenses that it's not really going to be filmed for 20 grand. Probably not. So I thought of going that low. I thought of going as low as 20 grand, but I read the budget. I looked at my budget. I'm like, it's possible we can film this for less, but I'm that kind of guy where I want to be honest with with myself and with you guys when I set these goals. I'm not going to set a goal and promise you I'm going to make a feature film with a goal of 20 grand, and we hit that goal, but we just barely hit that goal, and we end up not with a feature film at the end. We end up with a 30-minute film. Again, I don't want to promise what I can't deliver on, so that's why I set the goal where it is. I understand anybody that thinks I set the goal too high. That's my principle. So that's my principles. So, I hope I can set any other campaigns a lower goal. Again, post-production expenses. Obviously, if we film the movie and do a finishing funds campaign, I don't have any problem setting a $10,000 goal, unless I went in the hole. Unless I went in the hole big time. Like I said, I did go in the hole a little bit on SAWYER Massacre. I went about $1,000 in the hole. I thought it was more, but even still, the post-production expenses weren't that much. So, It was $5,000, I think. So the $10,000 that we raised, but we also did the premiere as well. So you know, it all adds up. But we went in demand anyways, and we raised more money, so we did pretty good there. Just saying. But if we even if we didn't go past the 10,000 that we set as our goal, you know, we were pretty okay. You know, I used that extra money to back pay a few people that didn't get paid. That's what I do anytime I have extra money is I pay people that should have got paid or get paid more, because some people, you know, they got paid, but they got paid like $50 a day, give you a little bit more money. But there are people that didn't get paid at all, and they worked on the whole film. So, yeah, they deserve some money. People deserve money. You know, not me, because I'm the filmmaker. But anyways, I'm rambling now. So, but that's the kind of guy I am. And you know, some people don't like that about me. Some people think that everybody should work for free, and that's just the way it is. Well, I don't see it that way. When you want to work with good quality people, and you want to work with them again someday, you pay them. That's just that's the reality. That's the reality. So anybody that doesn't like that about the fact that I back pay people, I'm sure none of you guys have an issue with that. But I have heard a few other people say, "Why'd you back pay people?" You know, well, that's I'm sorry. I want to be a nice guy and not ruin relationships with the people I want to work with in the future. I'll just say that. So I like working with good people. And I don't want to build some sort of bad name for myself. And I've seen a few people, you know, they don't pay people, and they build a bad name for themselves. So I mean, if I'm working on somebody's film, it's not my film. You know, for what I do, I don't necessarily expect to get paid a lot, or in most cases, probably not anything. I have volunteered a lot, but they treated me well, they fed me well, and in a lot of cases, I did get paid. Those are the people I want to work for again. But then there's other people, you know, you work with that don't pay you, and they actually treat you like crap on the set and everything like that. You don't want to work with those people ever again. And they typically don't end up working with other people again because they build bad reputations. So, anyways, I'm rambling, guys. I'm rambling too much. I do that sometimes. But thank you guys all for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming up 7:30, so I got to get my little guy to bed. But I appreciate all you guys' support. Hope you guys like the trailer. Again, share it. Reach out to Bloody Disgusting. Write them a letter saying how much you really want them to talk about our film. Yeah. Oh, did I miss any questions? I hope I didn't. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks, Jimmy. A lot of good word spreaders on the Swarm Massacre too. I mean, it was well covered. Yep. That's how we met over that. Yeah, I never would have met John Evans of Behind the Fiends if it wasn't for the Bloody Disgusting article. That's a game changer. You know, John from Behind the Fiends, guys. Behind the Fiends, go check out his both YouTube channels he's got now. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to see your reaction, man. Can't wait to see it. Have a good night, all. Have a good night, everybody. And glad you guys tuned in. Hope you guys liked the teaser. And we'll be back hopefully fairly soon. I'm going to try to do more of these because, again, I'm running an Indiegogo campaign, so I probably want to do these a little bit more often. I won't always make them about Unseen, but obviously there's always going to be a little bit of a mention of them on the shows. But anyways, yeah, have yourselves a good night.